Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ridho Pratama. Name 220109238. Well, I will present a software, namely Adobe Photoshop. I will explain about the meanings, function, advantages, and disadvantages, as well as how to use Adobe Photoshop for beginners. First, what is Adobe Photoshop? Adobe Photoshop, or commonly referred to as Photoshop, is a software developed by Adobe Inc. This software is commonly used to edit photos or create an image. The software was first released around on February 19, 1990. This software is commercial, so if you want to use this software, you need an official license from the application developer in the form of a serial key. Adobe Photoshop is designed to be used on both Windows and Mac OS operating system, while if you want to use the Linux operation system, you need additional software such as Crossover or Wine. Next is Adobe Photoshop functions. 1. Increase the light intensity in a photo or image. 2. Crop a photo or picture. 3. Sharpen the quality of a photo or image. 4. Increase or decrease the size of a photo or image. 5. Eliminates an object that is on a photo or image. 6. Combine two or more photos or images. Next is the superiority of Adobe Photoshop. 1. Adobe Photoshop is becoming one of the most professional editing software available today. 2. Users can edit almost any image format using this application. 3. Adobe Photoshop is available on almost all platforms, some of which start from Windows, Mac OS, Android, iOS, iPad, and others. 5. Save user time in carrying out design processing. It's like a variety of design action can be done in one application. Next is disadvantages of Adobe Photoshop. 1. Adobe Photoshop is paid application. Users have to pay around $10 each month for a subscription. 2. For users who have experience editing or designing something, they will definitely find it a bit difficult to use Photoshop. 3. Vector graphic compatibility in Adobe Photoshop is still not very good. 4. For users who use PC with average specification and enforcement, they may not encounter application performance problem except when rendering some design with high quality. This is what Adobe Photoshop looks like. 1. Menu bar. This menu is the main menu. In the menu bar, there is File, Image, Layer, Select, Filter, View, Windows. 2. Toolbar. This section are the tools that will be used to process the image. In the toolbar, there is Move tool, Marquee tool, Quick Selection tool, Crop tool, Brush tool, Eraser tool, Gradient tool, Shape tool, Pen tool, Blur tool. 3. Option bar. This display appears to set the tools used. This setting is different for each tool use. 4. Panel groups. Panels containing layer setting, color selection, use of style, and other function, which are useful in processing image. 5. Workspace. The work area that display the image we are going to process. Next is how to use Adobe Photoshop. 1. Mastering the initial log in Photoshop. The first thing that will be seen is the menu bar display at the top. Then under the menu bar there is an option bar or ribbon bar which function to manage features related to tools. 2. Mastering the use of toolbox in Photoshop. You can see on the left side there are so many tools that can be used to design or edit an image. 3. Mastering the features available on the menu bar. There are various features contained in the menu bar, including image adjustment, wax function, manipulation, image. 4. Design exercise based on tutorials. If you have mastered the features in Adobe Photoshop software, the next way to learn Photoshop is to practice creating design based on tutorial fonts on various platforms.